facing Britain is whether we remain in the EU or we leave. It's a question that the law will require us to put to the British people in a referendum by the end of 2017 at the very latest. Quite frankly, the British people do not want to be part of an ever closer union. And we will not succeed as nations by ducking the big issues or thinking we can avoid the key questions. We want Britain to remain in a reformed European Union, but it needs to be a European Union that works better for all of the citizens of Europe and works better for Britain too. It needs to be a Europe where we are not part of that ever closer union that you are more comfortable with. In the UK, where this is widely interpreted as a commitment to ever closer political integration, that concept is now supported by a tiny minority of voters. And I believe it is this that is the cause of some of the strains between Britain and our European partners. Europe is losing ground to the rest of the world, and the people who pay the price are our citizens. 1/5 of young people in the European Union cannot get a job. US companies can get new products licensed and to market within days, yet it can take weeks or months in Europe. And a decade ago, the Commission estimated a total administrative burden to EU business of €125 billion a year. Now, progress has been made, but only about a fourth of this cost has been reduced. Much more needs to be done. Let's be clear what is at stake here. If the EU allows itself to be priced out of the world economy, the next generation will not get jobs, living standards will decline, and the Union will lose the popular consent of the people of Europe. We are not looking for a new opt-out for the UK in this area. We have the opt-out from the single currency we need. Nor are we looking for a veto over what you do in the Eurozone. Instead, what we seek are principles embedded in EU law and binding on EU institutions that safeguard the operation of the Union for all 28 member states. The principles must support the integrity of the European single market. That includes the recognition that the EU has more than one currency, and we should not discriminate against any business on the basis of the currency of the country in which they reside. The principles must ensure that as the Eurozone chooses to integrate, it does so in a way that does not damage the interests of non-Euro members. And there will be cases where non-Euro members want to participate in developments like the banking union, but that participation must be voluntary and never compulsory. And we must never let taxpayers in countries that are not in the Euro bear the cost of supporting countries in the Eurozone.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.